Hi. I got a request 2 or 3 days ago to tell you about how I got into the hobby, so I thought I would. It started about 4 years ago. The Necron player, Jonathan, the one from the last battle report, he bought a box of Assault on Blackreach. And he brought it to my place and he said, this is a game called 40k and I think you might like it, so you want to try? And I said, sure, let's do that. And we did. And he told me a bit about the Warhammer universe and the rules, and just very shortly about the two armies in the box, the Orcs and the Space Marines. And I picked a Space Marine up, and I said, this reminds me of a human paladin from World of Warcraft. A Mr. Goody Two-Shoes running around the world with his ginormous muscles, saving ladies and fighting evil. I don't like those kind of characters. I think they're boring and predictable, so I would like to play something else. So I played Orcs. They looked like fun and raging havoc without any real plan. It sounded nice. And of course, like the gentleman he is, he let me win a couple of times. And I liked it. I like to win, and I like the Orcs. I thought they were awesome, of course, since they won so much. So I bought their codex, and I read it, and I loved the lore. I loved everything about the Orcs, and I had to have more, of course. So I bought a box of 20 boys, I think. And that's how it started, really. We played, and I tried to paint them as well as I could. Here's one. I know it's not that good. I'll post a picture of it later. But when we played, I realized that I loved everything about the army except for the playing part. There were so many models in my army. In the end, I had like 40 boys, 20 knobs, bikes, and choppers and trucks, and God knows what. I had everything. And still there were so few points. There were so little, those tiny orcs. And then after a year, I think, we played this huge game, me and Jonathan and a friend of his, and I lost. Big time. And at that point, I was so tired of my orcs, both painting them and playing them. So I just put them on a shelf and I stopped looking at them, and I thought, I'm going to buy a different army. And, I think 2 years later, I actually sold them without ever playing them again. Sad, but true. Well, anyway, I went to the local games workshop and I didn't find any 40k armies that actually looked like fun. I didn't want the paint scheme that the orcs have, these base colors, 3 like green, brown, black, because it's boring. So I looked at the fantasy shelf and I saw the Lizardmen, and they have a lot of colors. So I thought, you know what, screw 40k, I'm going fantasy. So I did for 2 years. Here's my Killer Slam. I'll show a picture of him as well. I like the army, I still do, and I am a bit tired of fantasy. So the 6th edition of 40k came at the right time. So I decided for real this time, because I only played fantasy on and off, and I never really got the hang of the rules. I just like to paint the models. So this time I thought, for real, I'm gonna learn the rules and I'm gonna have at least one really good army. But this time I'm not gonna have just one army. I'm gonna have a couple of smaller armies on the side, so I won't get tired of the one that I have. Because it's happened to the orcs and it's happened to the lizardmen, because I am sort of tired of them. Anyway, I think that's it for now. The rest, And yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know and I'll try to answer them. Bye.